We are only a few hours away from the headline stream that will be taking place in the morning, going over all the information, not only what we are going to be getting for that week, as well as what coming in the brand new expansion for New Genesis. And today we're going to be discussing everything I'm pretty sure we're going to see, as far as a whole bunch of stuff I'm hoping to see, and also maybe some information about Luthor as well coming to NGS. But before we hop into all that shenanigans, welcome back to your number one stop for PSO2 New Genesis gameplay how-tos and all that jazz. And of course, I do want to give a giant thank you to everybody that helping out by joining Patreon memberships here on YouTube or subscribing over on Twitch. Thank you, my dudes, and we will go more into that in a bit. But for now, let's go ahead and hop into, well, everything we're going to be seeing tomorrow. So to start off here, let's go ahead and discuss, of course, the headline stream itself will be happening tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Central at the time of the video, 14 hours from now. So, of course, I will be covering it once again here on YouTube as well as over on twitch.tv/TroyMaconn. I will be starting about 5:45 a.m. Central, so about 15 minutes till, and we will, of course, be breaking down all that throughout, as well as going more in depth afterward and checking out the JP stream, since there is a whole bunch of stuff that usually getting out in JP that they just do not talk about in global. So we will be hopping into all that as well. And of course, if you do want to watch along with me, I will have a link down in the description below to, of course, the scheduled stream, and hopefully I will see you there. But with that, let's go ahead and discuss some of the other stuff that we know for a fact we are going to see tomorrow during this stream, which of course is the last little bit of the roadmap for 2022 here. So as we know, obviously we are getting the net region net month with the volcano area coming in, as well as a level increase from 65 to 70. So not that big of a jump for the expansion. Usually it's been about 10 to 15 level, but this time around we're only going to get 5 extra, so we will see how that's going to work out, as well as some new class skill. Just keep in mind here, these are skills, not PAs or anything. So these are more, instead of being more powerful or distant abilities, these will just be more like optional stuff for you to put on your character that will hopefully work more to your play style, animation, and whatnot. But this is the stuff that is a guarantee, and more than likely we will see a mention or a more in-depth breakdown of course, the crack skill as well. If not, if anything, we will probably at least see a blog post coming up on the official site that will, of course, go more into some of this stuff. But then that the stuff we know for a fact that it's happening outside of course, some AC scratching, because let's be honest, we will have a brand new AC scratching coming in here. So this, honestly, we might end up be seeing, who knows, maybe a little bit of a tea about, of course, some camos that they pretty much a few days ago talked about on the Discord channel. I made a whole video about that if you want to check it out. But they did talk about a whole bunch of cosmetics and stuff from the PSO2 mobile game ES, and about how they planning to bring it to global. So I, first of all, will not doubt that, of course, some of these, of course, the cosmetic stuff will more than likely just be tied to an AC scratch, especially for us in global that never got this stuff. So that will I foresee seeing probably during the scratch, as well as more than likely we will see other scratches as well, with a possibility of course, maybe another crossover announcement, since we have pretty much just got done with the Overlord expansion, and we are pretty much good to go. We got everything that had been announced. And of course, we do know more of the crossover stuff is in the work in the future. And hopefully, just saying, maybe we can get a Bleach crossover, maybe a Bayonetta crossover, maybe Wiffle thinking on my behalf. But more than likely, we might get a little bit of a tease for upcoming scratch tied to that. More than likely, that will probably be a January-ish, maybe worst case scenario February. But we might get a little bit of a heads up on that, because the other thing I am honestly hoping we will see here is, of course, a updated roadmap for 2023. Since as of now, as you've seen, we only got up to December here, And there is a lot of interesting stuff happening next year. Not only is next year going to be interesting because in December we are wrapping up the last zone that we at least see in a court hopper, with the exception being I get the thing flying in the sky. Will that just be a dungeon? Will that be a region? We will have to wait and see. But for the time being, let's say it is a dungeon. And of course, at that point, we pretty much got all the region. So leaning into next year, we don't exactly know what's going to happen beyond. Of course, obviously going to be leaving the planet, because that's what PSO does. So we will probably see something about that next year, as well as the court housing coming in. We do know that will be coming soon. I'm honestly still expecting that to probably be a March update, more than likely. And probably not tied to whatever the net area is going to be for June, if I had to guess. So, who knows, maybe we will get more information about how that's going to work, as well as how much of that is going to be locked behind, of course, a paywall, if any. But hopefully we find more information about that, as well as, of course, the biggest topic offhand here is, of course, Luthor. Since Luthor is at that point of the other class that have been announced. They originally announced in Luthor, I believe, going all the way back to the original prologue dreams. And we know it is coming in one way or another. And of course, if you're not aware what Luthor was in bait PSO, it's pretty much a gunblade class. And I know a lot of people love Luthor, especially more on the higher end side of bait PSO, since you could do some crazy stuff with that class. And we do know it's supposed to be coming. We don't know when. But now that we ended up getting Summoner out of the way here, hopefully we will get more information about that coming tomorrow. I could see that one also being something else that might come in March with housing. So there is a very good chance we might actually see a little bit of a tease on that one, as well as exactly maybe how that will actually operate, because as we have seen, more than likely they will change the name of the class, but, you know, still technically just be Luthor. So that's the other thing I'm kind of hoping for between housing and that. But as far as like leading into the expansion itself, we do know of a few things coming in here with, of course, the new Weldy 8 weapons. And we do know about like the elemental stuff that is tied to it. Since as of now, it seems like we are going to be getting two different elemental type, with one tied to ice, one tied to fire, with a possibility of course, Sega seeming as of now, like instead of leveling or equating a weapon or trying to get a weapon drop of one specific weapon that will last you 6+ months, especially since we know Wuggets are still going to stay technically in the game for the most part. But I can start seeing them with the new elemental weapon coming in, very much trying to get multiple weapons made depending on the situation. We kind of saw that a little bit in Cavalry, especially when we got with the low temperature stuff that we had to do for our Kaiser weapon. So I could see them doing something with that as well, of being like, hey, the two distant battle sector, maybe you need to have a weapon for each sector, since we usually get about 2 sector per expansion, which that could play out. Once again, we'll have to see on that, but it seemed like we are kind of leaning down that road. The question also going to be is, any if they did state we are not going to get a quote-unquote like legendary type weapon drop like the Wuggets in the new region, will we actually start seeing some more stuff tied to Wiso and like the Kaiser stuff? Will we actually see like the net weapon set that will be beyond that? And will that weapon set be tied to the Weldy 8s? That way, as an example of having a weapon that fire and ice, and then being able to take the weapon and trade in to get a weapon with a whole bunch of other material part more than likely needed as well. That would technically equate a weapon that will work in both zone, or maybe work in like 3 elements. I'm foreseeing we're gonna probably hear something maybe about that happening. More than likely tomorrow, or that might be something they might end up just keeping quiet pretty much up to the release of the brand new expansion. I imagine we're going to see a lot more information about, of course, the weapon stuff. As far as the story stuff is concerned here, I am not expecting nothing too insane, because I feel like at that point, Sega have pretty much showed probably the majority of the stuff they're going to show tied to the main story. That is at least, you know, would be like new content. I don't think we're going to see anything really that new. It'd be nice if they will go more into what we would be seeing outside the battle sector, like a origin quest, a mining wig, a cult the story, and then a quiet order. Hopefully that will also come with update happening with other regions, such as bringing out other NPCs. But I honestly don't think Sega going to go into that tomorrow. The new information about the expansion, it's probably going to be boiled down to more than likely maybe showing off some cosmetic stuff, maybe some, of course, some event that will be happening at launch, and then, of course, officially giving up the release date. Since we do know, as announced, Sega haven't bluntly said when the release date is, but we all can kind of gather, especially with it being, you know, how, of course, some more limited time tats are running out, I believe, on the 6th. So, more than likely, we will see the update around then. But more than likely, Sega will give a proper update. And then, of course, the other thing that they talked about that they will be talking about during this event will, of course, be the live performance that they're going to be doing for, I believe, what was it, the 35th anniversary? 30th anniversary? I think 35th anniversary of PSO with the console stuff they're doing in Japan. So, a bit more information as far as, who knows, maybe a launch of a court buying ticket tomorrow for that event if you are living in Japan and can go live, as well as, of course, probably some of the stuff that will be tied for it for everyone in global that can, of course, grab it through watching a live stream of it. But once again, we will see. But I imagine some of that stuff will probably be showed off tomorrow, and who knows, maybe the ticket will go on sale tomorrow. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen with that, as well as what type of event and items that going to be tied to that. And who knows, maybe we can get a little butt plug wappies as a accessory or a emote in the game. But nonetheless, that is pretty much what I'm honestly expecting from the headline stream itself. I don't think we're going to see anything completely insane. I could see there being a lot of teasing and a lot of like foreshadowing coming in, especially that quote to the expansion. And hopefully we get a date for houses, hopefully we get a window for Lotto, and hopefully we will get a roadmap to give us an idea what we exactly going to be looking at for the next 6 months, because we are hitting a point in New Genesis, well, outside of Lotto and housing, we don't exactly know what's coming at all at that point, up to after, you know, the expansion comes. But nonetheless, we will be breaking all that down in the morning and everything if something awesome happened. So if you haven't already, make sure you do the thumbs up, subscribe, hit all the wonderful bells so you don't miss out on any of my daily PSO content here, so I can keep you guys up to date with everything of PSO2 New Genesis. And of course, once again, if you do want to check out the live stream, I will be live in the morning covering the whole event here on YouTube, as well as twitch.tv/Troy Maconn. So come on over, say hi, and let's get hyped together. And who knows, maybe we will see something kooky coming out of the Japanese stream. But nonetheless, with that, that's pretty much my thought. Let me know what you think is going to happen in the comment below. And also while you're down there, and if you want to become like all the wonderful folks here by hitting that wonderful join button, that would be highly appreciated and very helpful. And also, Luna will approve. She technically back there, I get you can kind of see her. And of course, once again, a big thank you to everybody on patreon.com/Maconn, as well as twitch.tv/Troy Maconn. That subs over there as well. And of course, I do want to give a giant thank you to 1K for, of course, helping out over on the Luna tier over on Patreon. Thank you, my dude. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and do it for me. And I will see you all in the comments.